So I'm fishing out of my new kayak. I got the family in tow in their new kayak. I'm out on Fish Lake. I'll go over the kayak and the specs and why I chose and everything like that later. But for right now, I just want to fish. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to actually sit down and fish. Oh, had a bite. It's been rather cold last few days, rainy. Not really the best conditions to come out and fish. And I had this kayak and I've been itching to get it out in the water. And the lake here is a little stained. Alright, so I switched over to a Sexy Shad spinnerbait by Strike King. I'm going to try to, because this lake is pretty stained. There's pretty good visibility up to a few feet, but it's still pretty stained water, so about 2 feet at most. I'll give this a shot and see if this fish can locate. I saw a few busting out towards the middle, so that tells me they're in here and they're chasing. There's something behind you guys. There we go. Big bass bust over here. Let's see if he's still there. Got some big fish pushed up onto the shore. Got him. Ah! Missed. That one wasn't very big. Pontoon boat. No problem.
I didn't realize that I'd be coming back so quick.
That's all good.
Gotta go to the bathroom.
There we go. First fish of the day. And he's not horrible. He's not huge. He ain't bad. Let's get him up here. I think this is that one I probably saw bust on all those bait fish back there. It's not really fat, so I don't. Ooh, he's cold. Not super fat, but I think these fish are probably starting to get ready to feed heavy here for the upcoming spawn. Get him out of there. Caught him right off that wall. Let's get reversed here. I think there's probably more hanging. A bunch of bait fish jumped up in this corner again. I think they've got the little bait fish pushed up here, and they're essentially just chasing them around. Another one on now. Swimming with it. Another little dude. That's 2. Alright. Pretty little guy. These fish are cold, and the temperature here the last few weeks has been rainy and cool for the most part. What's happened is, as every time it warms up to the point where it rains, and then a cold front comes in. When the cold front comes in, I've been wondering if it's been driving these fish into an early spawn like we had last year, but these fish aren't fat, so I don't think we're too close to the spawn yet, which is good. However, if you're a Florida fisherman, these fish are probably going to start schooling up here soon, and you're going to see them start pairing up and essentially they're going to start feeding and gorging, and they're going to get pretty fat. And that tells you that they're just about ready to spawn. Got another one on. Just change baits. Let's get him up here. Skin hook the top of the mouth. Yep. Caught him on a Kayak swim bait. There, jeez. Alright, he's gonna go back. As I'm paddling through, I'm making mental notes of places where the fish would spawn. In that back corner there, that little canal right there, there's a lot of hard sand. It's very shallow, but it's out of the wind. It's protected. There's a lot of little pockets in there. So that's probably going to be a good spot for spawning fish to make a nest. So make a mental note of that, because those fish are probably going to push up in there. So we're coming back to the boat ramp here. We're going to fish a few little pockets here, and then my family's already back at the boat ramp waiting for me. They tired out. Alright, so we're back, and this is the new kayak that I recently purchased. It's the Pelican Catch 100. I've done a lot of research and I had been waiting to get this one for about 2 years. Now, this specific one is a newer model that just came out in the last year, and it's only 10 foot. Now, Pelican makes a couple catches. They make a Catch 120 and then a Catch 120 NXT. They are both around 12 foot, and they're about $100 and $200 more than this one, respectively. Now, the reason I chose this kayak, very specific, is one, it's 34 inches wide, and it's a tunnel haul. So you can actually stand up in this kayak, and the good thing is that it's very, very stable. You can actually jump up and down in it. I don't recommend it, but you can, and you should have no issues. Now, the features on it that make this worth the $650 that I paid for. One, that's not that bad of a price for a stand-up kayak. You can get cheaper sitting kayaks for anywhere around $299 up to $500. But I specifically wanted this one because I can stand up in it. Now, it does come with scump plugs, which is nice. There are no slip pads, which are in here. The seat is one of the best features that you will get in this. There are 4 rod holders, 2 actually for storage, and then 2 up here there if you're actively using them. It does come with some rail mounts here. There's a front storage deck here, or storage dock here. It's not going to be necessarily dry. You may get water in there. So if you're like me and you have some military dry bags and you want to store stuff in there, that's probably your best bet. The foot rails here are adjustable, which is nice, and they come with it standard. There's a strap here to help you stand up, but I found no issue just standing straight up from the seat. The seat is what really made it for me on this. One, you've got these nice straps down here. I keep my pliers here. There's also a pocket here as well. On the back, there's also storage where you can put stuff in the back pocket here. Now, the seat is a two-level seat. You have the lower level here, like it is right now, for essentially rowing and higher speed, and then you have the upper level here. If you want to sit up nice and high, your legs don't have to be flat. It's much more comfortable. The seat itself can be adjusted by simply pulling on these straps here to tighten it or loosen it, and it's very, very comfortable. I found myself actually spending quite a bit of time just sitting because it's actually very relaxing and it doesn't hurt my back, which I've been in kayaks before that actually are kind of very uncomfortable. I also like that it has molded handles. That makes it very easy to kind of pull it around and lift it up over my head to get up on top of my car. Now, this is a little bit heavier for being a 10-foot kayak. It comes in right at around 58 pounds, so if you're not the strongest person in the world, you might need some help getting this kayak on top of a high car like my RAV4. Now, that being said, totally worth the purchase. I was very happy with it. The only bad thing about this kayak is it doesn't track very well simply because it's a tunnel haul. The kayak can go side to side pretty easy on any paddle, which makes it great if you're trying to maneuver in tight spots and reposition yourself. You can easily do it with one hand, but when you're trying to go fast or if the wind's blowing, then it becomes kind of difficult. So I bought a $20 anchor, and anchor simply just clips on here. Has a marker buoy, so I can use it as a marker as well, but that seems to hold me in place pretty well. Anyway, it was totally worth the money. If you are looking to get a kayak, I'm going to take it out again this afternoon and hopefully catch some more fish than I caught this morning. It's now sunny and it should be warming that water up and getting those fish active. But that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day.